Hey YouTube, F and True Wrestling here, Brian Crazy,
JC Styles.
and we are here to bring you the best fucking wrestling show on the net today. We had a big pay-per-view last night. We had Jeffrey Hartley's first title defense. We also had a bunch of other great matches. Some delivered so-so, and a couple delivered not at all. First things first, who is writing this shit these days? Robbie E. actually won the X Division title.
With a neck breaker.
Well, it was the night of neck breakers.
Yes, you had a neck breaker in the Motor City Machine Guns match with their finish, the Robbie E. Jay Lethal match, and you also had a neck breaker in the Tommy Dreamer RVD match.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's more of a three-quarters face lock, the twist of fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which I mean, if you
It's more like a twisting diamond cutter.
and if you inverted it, it'd be a neck breaker.
Exactly.
So it was the night of neck breakers. What did we think about the pay-per-view? Wasn't too shabby. I mean, it's better than what WWE's been giving us lately. Would I have liked to see Matt Morgan champion? Yes. Am I a big Jeffrey Hartley fan? No. But that's my opinion, and I'm here to bring it to you. JC will tell you his.
The pay-per-view wasn't as great as we all anticipated. Samoa Joe and Jeff Jarrett didn't deliver as much as I thought it was really going to deliver. I hated the unclean finish.
Gunner and Murphy again, really?
You had the Jay Lethal Robbie E match, which I thought was going to be great, and it turned out to just be a sleeper match. It was just really not all that great, not worthy of an X Division title defense. And like Brian said, who is writing this shit? Robbie E actually gets a pinfall over Jay Lethal.
I mean, why
I
don't you
don't
give the
know.
belt to like Kazarian or Douglas Williams or like even the Amazing Red, which the Amazing Red is a very good athlete. But Robbie E,
I don't know. We went from that into a knockouts match, which was an unfinished knockouts match. They just fought, and then it broke out into a big battle, and then
Well, that's the
TNA
current-
security came.
that's
in.
the 2010 wrestling promoters MO. We got to have one at least unclean finish match on each of our cards. That's just the way it's got to be.
Exactly. Then we had the tag team match.
Which was actually not too bad.
That was probably the best match on the card.
I know it was. I've been a Dudley Boys fan, Team 3D, whatever you want to call these guys, from the very beginning. It was pretty sad to see them go. I think them going against Motor City was the best scenario we could see. I mean, I don't think they would have delivered against Gen Me or any of the other tag teams in TNA today. I really think that this was one for the history books.
And I think it was pretty cool. The fact is that, if not, well, Brian won't remember because he wasn't watching TNA back then. But back in 2006, Motor City and Jay Lethal were fighting against Team 3D and Johnny Devine to keep the X Division going. Because basically Team 3D was trying to kill the X Division. So I thought it was kind of cool to see Motor City deliver back in 06 at Turning Point against Team 3D, and deliver tonight, last night against Team 3D at Turning Point, declaring themselves at one of the best tag teams in the wrestling business. So you had a great match.
You gave me a little piece of school right there.
You had a really great match last night against the two teams. Motor City had a great spots. I especially love when Chris Sabin ran up the table and did the backflip just like he did in 06.
Oh yeah,
And that was amazing.
that was a
And
great move.
I love their neck breaker slash. Well, they call it a cross body splash, but looks more like a frog splash.
The night of neck breakers.
Which I think is pretty cool. And
When have you ever seen anybody kick out of the Dudley Death Drop?
exactly, I was just.
I
about
mean,
to say
that is got to be one for the record books right there. So what do we have next on the card? Then we went.
Oh,
to,
I'm sorry, guys. We got Raw on the TV.
We got Raw on the TV right here. It's a little after 9 o'clock here in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and we just finished watching the pay-per-view on the replay. Raw is now on, but we wanted to give you guys, our subscribers and our new fans, our thoughts on what happened.
Quick little tidbit. WrestleMania 27 is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. WWE, if you do not induct Goldberg into the Hall of Fame, we riot. Okay.
I mean, he lives right there. Come on.
So then we went from that. We went into I believe the next match was the RVD Tommy Dreamer match, which
RVD
sucked.
and the guy in the singlet and the hardcore guy
sucked. I mean, really badly. I mean, I can
like,
understand if Tommy Dreamer broke a bone and just broke his wrist.
But I hate to say it didn't get good until Tommy Dreamer broke his wrist. When Tommy Dreamer broke his wrist, then we saw the level of intensity and Dreamer step up. And we saw RVD trying to put down like the wounded dog, and Dreamer just would not let it happen. And I think it really actually, I don't think if that injury happened, I think this match would have sucked, like really sucked. And I think by that injury happening, they actually saved the match. I know it kind of sounds crazy to say, but when you get that much adrenaline pumping through you, it it does something for your performance level.
It numbs the pain. It numbs the pain right out.
Oh yeah.
Then we had the EV 2.0 versus Fortune. If Fortune won, they chose a member to fire of EV 2.0, and that match was not
what a
worthy.
very one-sided stipulation. I mean, EV2 doesn't get to fire a member of Fortune. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a Fortune. It's another Bischoff Hogan era one-sided match. I mean,
what was, and I think Brian said it best. What was with the heels winning tonight?
I mean, this was a night of heels.
Well, except for the Motor City match and the Team 3D match, except for the tag match between Team 3D and Motor City and the RVD Tommy Dreamer match.
And I mean,
everything else was heels and Jay Lethal.
Well, I guess you could say Robbie E is kind of more of a heel than
a face.
And Jay Lethal is definitely a face.
Also, we were talking about this, and guys, we want your input on this. Me and Brian were talking about past misses and pushes, what wrestlers would have done great and what companies, and we got talking about the cruiserweight division, and we were talking about how WCW's cruiserweight division was far more superior than the WWF's and WWE's cruiserweight division.
Yeah, so there was about 70 some odd reigns of the cruiserweight title. We're talking about the combined WCW and WWE cruiserweight championships. About 40 of those reigns were under World Championship Wrestling. About 30 of those reigns were under World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, a lot of similar names ended up holding the title in WWE, but I mean, the names that held it in WCW speak for the title itself.
Exactly.
Eddie, Chavo, Juventud, the Disco Inferno,
Rey Mysterio,
and
Dean Malenko,
like you mentioned earlier, Alex Wright. I mean, just fantastic names. Then you had some good guys in WWE: Paul London, Nunzio, yet again. Eddie. No, Eddie didn't hold in WWE, excuse me. But you had Chavo, you had Juventud. I mean, yet again, fantastic athletes. But guys, give us your opinions. For the last match on the card, we had the main event.
No, we had Jeff Jarrett versus
Samoa
Joe.
I'm sorry, guys. Jeff Jarrett also,
we had Abyss versus the Pope, which was garbage.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really remember. Bischoff churned.
Oh wow, Raw's in England. Eve Torres and the Bella Twins.
See, we can't make these videos while we're trying to watch Raw, because then, we see something like this and we're like,
Okay.
Moving on.
So we had squash match, pretty much just a filler. No build-up whatsoever. Abyss versus Pope. Then we had, we got into it. Then we went into Bischoff paying off the Pope's congregation and Pope getting screwed out of the match. We had Samoa Joe and Jeff Jarrett, which actually was pretty good.
It was pretty good, and Jeff Jarrett, I thought he won this match clean from, the information I read on the net. And find out that Gunner and Murphy came in, and, it was just another...
Stuck their nose in.
It was just another screw job. Joe should have won this match. Joe brought everything he needed to the table. Like we said, he got screwed.
Yes. Also, finally of the match of the night, we had the last match of the night. We had Jeff Hardy versus Matt Morgan. And thing is, Jeff Hardy's face paint is. I was thinking he wasn't gonna come out wearing any makeup, but he had like black makeup and black, like very light black shaded lipstick
He
on.
kind of reminded me of a friend of my wife's with the blonde hair and the black eyes. I mean, I don't know. And he had purple nails. Joey goes, "Hey, what happens if it's acrylic krypton paint?"
Yeah. This match, I give it to Jeff
Matt
Hardy that
Morgan
he won it.
dominated.
I give it to Jeff Hardy that he won the match cleanly and he didn't use any help. For the fact of the matter is, Matt Morgan had to lay down for somebody that was smaller than him. Uh,
Well, I said in the
did I say Matt Hardy? Or
Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan.
But I said it in the predictions. If Jeff Hardy did not win this bout fairly, this would define his whole TNA title reign.
If he won it cleanly.
And I think they took the fans' advice, and they took the advice of all of their peers around them, that if they did not finish this match clean, it would just be a disaster.
Yes. So, guys, this was our TNA pay-per-view review for Turning Point. We don't want to, go on for as long as we wanted to with this, but it is what it is. We only got 15 minutes on YouTube. So, guys, this video will be up. Check us out. Comment, subscribe. We don't know if we're doing TNA if we're doing F and True Q&A, only because it doesn't seem a point of sitting down for a half an hour discussing one person's questions. It's not fair.
But if we can get, we've been getting a lot of good feedback on these videos lately. If we can get, 15 to 20 questions from 15 to 20 subscribers, we will be more than happy to do a question and answer show for you guys.
No disrespect for the guys who are sending us 20 questions.
Hey, and a couple quick shout outs. LS VTEC B18C1, which isn't that a GSR motor, so shouldn't it be GSR VTEC? Ryan, you're a great fan. We appreciate you. Patar, Terminator, Straight Edge Savior, Lucha Libre Addict,
Phenomenal Ace,
aka
Magic Ace,
Pedro,
Adam, Ryan, Matt, Jared, my boys on Xbox.
All of our supporters, Pro Wrestling Fan Forever, which is our boy Jared. If I forgot your name, it's just because I didn't write them down. My memory sucks because I'm tired and I've got 3 kids, as you guys know, and I've been home since about 6 this morning. But, we love all you guys out there. Thanks for checking us out. This has been Brian and JC for F and True Wrestling. Have a great night.
You're either Nexus or against us.
Get your pet spayed or neutered to help control the pet population. Goodbye, everybody.